TMI. Confessionals of the Nerd Kind. And now, your hosts, Jeff Nerfherder Chandler and Jim Kaiju Baker.
Oh, I feel bad. Welcome everybody. We are in the Northeast recording during a record heat wave. So if you hear a dull thump during the episode.
Just one of us passed out.
Yeah.
Odds on which one is going to be?
It sounds like your temperature is much higher than mine, although mine's pushing here. The AC doesn't get up into this room very well.
Yeah, no, I'm in the basement, so I get no AC down here. I had the fan going, but obviously you'd never be able to hear me if I had it on. Whatever. This is what we do. We sacrifice ourselves. Maybe I'll lose a couple pounds. This is going to be like my new sweat lodge.
But at least we get to go to the theater and have a little rest from this oppressive heat. Hopefully your theater is air conditioned. Mine was. And we saw Supergirl.
And
we're here to talk about it.
Yes, because someone needs to talk about this. Everything I'm reading is, let's put it this way. I told a couple people I was going to see Supergirl, and they just shook their heads. I'm like, not me.
At this point, opinions are like podcasts. Everybody's got one, including
correct.
us. So
we've had one for a while.
Yeah.
And this is what we say all the time. You know what? So you're dismissing this movie because you read some review or someone made an offhanded comment. Whatever. I'm going to the movies and I'm going to make up my own mind. And then I could come out and be like, that guy was right. This movie sucks. Or I don't know what this guy was talking about. So we'll find out one way, somewhere in between, will be our thoughts on that. So,
all right. And along with Supergirl, we have another heroine starting with an S.
Oofa. You were correct when you were like,
how can you not recall that? How can you not recall that?
It's been so long since I've seen it. I probably watched it on TV and they cut it out. They probably blurred it all out.
Yeah, because I saw it in the theater, Sheena, and that's all I remember.
Well,
watching it now, I'm like, oh yeah, there was a plot to this as well.
There was a plot. And my wife at one point turned to me and she goes, "This is kind of like Avatar." And I'm like, "All right, you've been watching it long enough now. You're starting to pick up on this stuff."
Avatar with boobies.
Yes. Well, the Na'vi did have. At what point did the shaman decide to actually give her a training bra
or teach her how to shave her body hair?
She was very offended by Vic Casey's body hair.
Vic
It's
Casey.
natural.
That's what she calls him. Vic Casey.
Vic Casey. Yeah. Oh boy. All right. So we'll do a little bit of news, even though we were here last week. There's some things we need to talk about. And I want to get your thoughts on a couple things. And then we'll get into Supergirl.
All right.
Which is why everyone is really here. So this past weekend, July 4th weekend, happy 250th America. But the big news here in New York City is that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got married at Madison Square Garden. So my question to you, Jim, is what do you get a couple like that for the wedding gift? What would you get?
These are all probably multimillionaires that are invited to this wedding.
Adam Sandler officiated.
Does he have a license to do so? I assume he must.
I officiated my sister's wedding.
Do you have a license to do so?
It's a $10 fee that you pay, and all of a sudden you're ordained minister.
Does it take longer or shorter to get that than it would to get a passport?
Oh, much shorter. There's no criteria whatsoever.
It's like 10 proof of purchase from a Rice Krispies box, and
that's correct.
$10 for shipping.
Yeah.
So he officiated, but I'd go the opposite way. I would get something exceedingly low key that I knew they probably wouldn't have. So there you go. It's the thought that counts.
A box of cereal?
No, get him an album you think she'd like or something like that. I don't know.
Here's some real music.
Here's the thing is that I don't know about you, but I usually like to give money. I bypass the registry.
Correct. These people clearly don't need cash.
Exactly. When you're giving a wedding gift, it's to start the couple on their life as a couple. And they don't need this, obviously.
Just get them a Cuisinart. is what you're saying. The Cuisinart.
Yeah, exactly. Practical. So in this case, I would bypass the cash and get them something practical. You
I
know,
like it.
not a bejeweled Cuisinart.
No, she can do that herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought my invitation must have got lost in the mail. So I was not invited. So I guess I don't have to worry about it. We lost sight of this last week, but I do want to every week. All we do is talk about somebody dying. So I want to bring this up. Mel Brooks just turned 100 years old, and he's in post-production on Spaceballs 2.
Amazing.
It is amazing. And so last week we spoke about Spielberg being 79 years old and maybe losing a little skip in his step. And so hopefully Mel comes out strong.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood is pushing that as well, but he recently retired. He's not doing it anymore. He's in his 90s. Mel keeps going.
Yeah. And I have to assume this is probably going to be his swan song. This is it. I can't imagine this guy's back out there going 101. Let's Dick Van Dyke 100 as well. And
I hope it's, it lives up to the original because he can go out then on a very high note.
That's the problem, right? It's like, I'm fingers crossed. We're originally, I think it was bandied about that it was going to be Spaceballs, the quest for more money or the search for more money, which I thought was actually a brilliant title, but it's actually going Spaceballs 2, the new one. So speaking of Spielberg, I still can't get this damn Disclosure Day out of my head, and especially the ending. So
before you continue, that is a plug for our previous episode.
Yes. Go back and listen to that if you haven't listened to it. So at the very end of the movie, she sits in front of the TV camera that's now in everyone's households. She's already had the alien whisper into her friend's ear, and then he whispers into her ear. And then she says, listen, and then it cuts to black. And we lamented that it was very frustrating that, we want to see what. So what does happen? Does she just start speaking and every person on the planet understands her in the language that they speak because we saw her speak in multiple languages earlier? Or is she somehow able to affect everybody now because she has this quote unquote empathy?
Like she's hypnotizing people, but then, what about free will? All these questions are raised.
Yeah, no, aliens are good. This is almost bordering on They Live.
Yeah.
So I'm still, why? Because I started listening to that damn Starlog podcast. And the second episode, they had David Koepp, who actually wrote the script, and he was raving about it. Him and Spielberg were so on the same page. And I'm like, did I see the same script that you were talking about? And then I said, maybe I just missed, maybe it just went over my head. Maybe I just took it at surface level.
What would have been great, would have been so fantastic. People would have been, passing out in the theater. They would have been so happy. When they show all the, the video footage of all the different, it would just be scenes from science fiction movies. All this is real.
It's all been real, right?
And all different, doesn't matter. You'd have the xenomorph in there. You'd have the They Live aliens in there.
Mind blown.
Roddy Piper would be in there.
They'd still be in the alley fighting.
Yep.
I still can't believe we've never covered that.
We haven't.
No, we have not.
Well, there's still stuff to look forward to.
There is. Finally, I want to bring this up because we've also talked about this AI creeping into creative environments. Have you seen this announcement that Netflix is releasing? They're actually doing a live reality show, Wonka's The Golden Ticket. Have you heard about this at all?
No.
Okay. Well, it's going to be, I don't think these kids are going to get a lifetime supply of chocolate, but I guess there's challenges and whatever. It's going to take place in a Willy Wonka style factory. I don't know if Oompa Loompas will be running around. I don't even know if that's viable in this day and age, but they are partnering with this AI audio firm, 11 Labs, and they have gotten clearance from Gene Wilder's wife herself to use Gene Wilder's voice as the host. So we will be getting AI Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka, talking these contestants through challenges.
I don't like
I see
that.
the look on your face. So of course people are, immediately like, what the, do you remember back in the day when I think it was Swiffer used Gene Kelly dancing with the
Yes,
Swiffer,
I do.
and people lost their minds over that. That's this to the nth degree. But here's the thing, which is, so his wife, Karen Wilder, owns she owns the estate, and she is giving them their blessing. I would assume that they're paying her money. And
He's
I just
got to
want to
be well compensated for
right.
that.
So this poor man died 10 years ago, 2016. So anyways, her quote is this: Gene had a remarkable ability to bring humor, wonder, and heart into people's lives, and that connection has endured for generations. We are delighted that Wonka's The Golden Ticket celebrates the warmth and imagination that he brought to the role, introducing that magic to a new generation while honoring the fans who have cherished it for decades. So that's what she said as she received her check. I mean, I would assume that she would say, you know what, Gene would love this.
As creepy as this is, I would prefer it to Timothée Chalamet or Johnny Depp.
That is true. You got to go back to the original source. I hope he at least pushes one kid into the chocolate.
He's got to say, good day, sir.
Good day, sir. I said good day. You get nothing. So the thing is, it doesn't matter that it's his voice. Someone still has to write the dialogue. You still have to have that level of snark that he brought to that character that neither of those other two. I mean, it was a huge departure. And whatever, they're creative people. They can do their own version or whatever. But I just found it fascinating. I'm like, not that I'm going to go out of my way to watch it, but I'm sure that once these episodes start to drop, people will have thoughts. Very interesting.
And I would like to bring up a passing this week.
Yep.
Kell, it's Kjell is the first name. I think that would be Kell. Kell Nilsson. He played the Humongous from The Road Warrior.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure his voice was most likely dubbed.
Well, he was in that mask the whole time.
He had the Jason Metal hockey mask on, which wasn't a ripoff because the Jason movie where he debuted the hockey mask came out the same year as The Road Warrior. But his big thing was just walk away. We want the gasoline. Just walk away.
Your best Australian. Nice. 76, I believe he was, which makes me think he should have been older, but
I'm sure he did the rounds, right? The convention rounds. Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Guy behind the mask. I can't imagine he did anything else afterwards.
That's another one we haven't done yet. The Road Warrior.
It's interesting because we have at least a Fury Road kind of vibe going on this next movie.
Yeah, it's a very bizarre kind of mishmash of different movie homages, I'll say.
We'll leave it at that.
Supergirl.
Now, before we start talking about Supergirl itself, did you see this in a Regal theater?
I did not. This is one of the few times where I haven't gone to a Regal theater. There's the NCG Cinema, and this is a chain, but in Kingston, New York, it's the only New York location. So for whatever reason, they pitched camp in Kingston, and it's a refreshing change of pace from Regal because sometimes they don't play previews at all, which means the movie starts at its given time. That
is a rare, and I've learned to build that 20 minutes in as a buffer, especially because I was just telling you off mic beforehand that I had to race to go see this movie on Thursday, and if it wasn't for those trailers, I would probably miss the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, they still do that 15 or 20 minutes of, ads and featurettes before the movie, but that's before the runtime,
before
the start time.
Runtime.
So
we used to get the 20. We used to get the movies.
Yeah, but that was before. That was before the start time.
Right. Yeah. Well, I bring this up because we're sitting in the theater, and all of a sudden I'm getting this montage of all of Tom Cruise's greatest hits. And I'm like, oh, I want to Fathom Events is running like a Tom Cruise marathon. I mean, literally, it's 3 to 5 minutes long. And then it cuts to it's a promo for his new movie, Digger. And I have to do the hard D on that.
So it's like, you liked him in this, you liked him in this, you liked him in this.
It's very bizarre because, I mean, clearly all these movies were made from different studios. So they had to have made some deal to use this. And it just was a wild marketing, like just reminding us, this is the level that this guy's made some bangers. And, action sequences, some of his speeches. And then it cuts to this. He looks like he's in prosthetic makeup. He's a character. I don't know anything about this movie, but I just thought it was really bizarre. So clearly you did not see this.
No, I did not see that.
Well, I have no idea. I don't know what this is. But it was just weird that they would just do a montage of all of his greatest hits. It's almost like he was dead. That's all I wanted to bring. Oh, I would say this about my Regal. We're getting upgrades. They've got some of the theaters are closed. They're putting in new wide seating recliners. I was very unhappy because the speaker in my Supergirl screening was broken. So it vibrated. I don't want to be that guy, but I walked out and I said, listen, I'm going to have to file a complaint. And maybe that's part of the
he's probably like, okay.
Yeah, he was scooping the popcorn. He probably never, he was probably the wrong person to talk to. But I had for a Thursday 7:00 showing, 2 weeks into this opening, there was about 30 people in my theater, which I was very impressed with.
Mm-hmm. The reason I went to my showing at this new theater was that it was at 10 a.m. in the morning. So I started early and there was like one other person in the theater.
Yeah. Listen, there's nothing wrong with those screenings either. I prefer it. There was actually a 9:15 on July 4th. So worst case, I would have just dropped down to theater in the morning, but I was able to see it on Thursday with my family and friends. And we all had thoughts.
I hope so. Unless you're sitting there blinking and with no opinion whatsoever.
It's always a fun discussion, especially because, obviously my son and his buddy are in their early 20s. And sometimes, they're huge superhero, Ben's been going, I think Iron Man was his first movie in 2008. He was like 6 years old. So he's just grown up on this stuff. And they watch all the TV shows and whatever. So it's always fun to kind of get their perspective sometimes.
This is, again, a new universe, the DCU.
This is James Gunn's universe.
This is the second? Well, no, I guess if you count the Suicide Squad, if that's part of it, I'm not really sure.
I don't think it is. I think this is only the second one within this new DC EU or however they're
DCU. DCEU was Zack Snyder. So
so that was the Snyderverse.
That was the Snyderverse.
All right. So our first one was Superman with David Corenswet, who does show up in this movie throughout.
Thankfully, because this character of Supergirl is introduced at the very, the closing minutes of Superman.
Yes.
So you get a taste of what you're going to get with this movie when you see her make her cameo. She is drunk. She is slovenly. She shirks responsibility. And she just escapes whenever she has a chance to. So we get that fleshed out here.
So you're saying she's just a lovable scamp.
A lovable scamp is what they portrayed her as in those few minutes she had in Superman.
Yeah, I remember walking out and there was a lot of what the it's like, what the hell is that? All right, well.
So I had questions. If you remember, like she has to go off world to get drunk, and I'm like, well, how does she get there? She can't fly if she has no powers.
That is true.
Somehow she has a spaceship.
There seemed to be a lot of hubbub about the fact that her ears were pierced. It's like, well, she's got
I read that.
Skin. It's like, well, she just goes to another planet where she's not being imbued with the yellow sun. Yeah. She wasn't born with superpowers. Superman was not born with superpowers.
So I had so many more questions after this movie than I did with the original Superman.
It did not
stuff that inherently didn't make sense.
Okay.
So
let's get into it.
Well, so let's get into it. So first of all, let me just point out that as you said, there's a lot of chatter around this movie. People that hate it, people that loved it. The most memorable headline that I saw before going into it was, I took my 5-year-old daughter to see Supergirl and I immediately regretted it. That was the headline. Getting into this, I can see why. There's human trafficking going on. There's drunkenness going on. There's, she's not the best role model for a small child.
As a matter of fact, she's not a likable character for most of this movie because she's miserable. And you're right. If she's not drunk, she's drinking. If she's not passed out, she's puking. If she's not knocked unconscious, which happens multiple times throughout this movie, she's a very action hero. She spends a lot of this movie on her back. And not, I'm just saying passed out, not anything more salacious than that. But in this day and age, do you just take it at face value? It's like a new Supergirl movie. You don't look it up. You don't look at the ratings. You don't, like, there's a Christian website that actually breaks down all these movies and tells you if there's scenes of smoking or if there's scenes of drug use or profanity.
Yeah, I've seen that site. They actually give... For each of those, the things that we might consider the good things, like it'll say nudity, then it'll have like 3 stars out of 5 because 5 is the worst.
Right. Which is fine. I actually have turned a lot of people onto that. If people are like, oh, is this good for...
I used to actually go to that site when my son was younger, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not bad. I'm not poo-pooing at all. I think it's actually a great resource. You're also...
It's called, I think, Common Sense is
that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. Common Sense Media.
You go there and it breaks it all down. Because again, my morality in what I think a kid would like or can tolerate is different. Your own kid. I've exposed my daughter to movies well before she should have been exposed to them. And that's on me to be like, all right, maybe this wasn't the best choice. So
this does have its roots in the books. The basic story, I believe, was based on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Yes, which is only it's only a couple years old. That's a miniseries by Tom King and I can't remember the artist's name, but
Blequist Evely.
Blequist. Bilquis. Sorry, heavily. But the artwork is gorgeous. But again, this is not 1959 Supergirl. This storyline is based on a 2023 comic series. So it is coming from a 21st century mentality. And it's clear right from the beginning that she is no Superman. Superman, every time he's on screen, it just shows like what a dork he is. And I'm like, I kind of like, he's a goofy do-gooder. And she's like, this is not what I want. I didn't ask for this. And we do get these flashbacks that kind of flesh out her story. And yeah, you had a rough upbringing. It was brutal, but get over yourself. But I think that's the point of this story, is that she has to come to terms with who and what she is.
And what her new reality is.
Right. Yeah. I mean, do you want to go through this plot point by plot point?
No.
Because we're first introduced. Did we see her and Clark together at the beginning?
No.
Or we go right into Ruthie. So we're introduced to this little girl, Ruthie, and her family, who get a knock on the door one night. And these are these bad guys. The bad guy's name is Creme.
This is the big bad in the rest of the movie.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this is one of the weakest parts of the movie because he's such a nondescript bad. Like he's like villain of the week on Star Trek. He's like an alien. With
talk about Road Warrior. He's like one of those guys in the wasteland.
And they're coming because the dad is a swordsmith and he wants all his swords.
Yeah.
And they end up killing the entire family. And little Ruthie is left to survive on her own. She has one sword. And so she wanders into town to find
But they have guns, too. What's the big deal about swords?
Right, because it's not like these aliens use those swords later on. Every time they got her sword, it just went on the wall as a prize.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were out fighting people. They weren't swashbuckling. So she wanders into town and she's looking for a hero to help out, which is the plot to True Grit.
To an
Little
extent,
girl
yeah.
looking to hire somebody to come and exact revenge on these aliens who killed her whole family. Okay, all right.
And it just
this is
so
where we
happens, and
find,
that's how they meet. Supergirl is
yeah,
getting
who's
drunk
passed
in
out in
this
the
bar.
bar.
Yeah.
So we find out, right? She has to go off planet. She is on Earth at some point. And again, you said we see this at the end of Superman, because he's babysitting Crypto. And she comes back and she's been off planet having a grand old time.
So that raises another question. Did that event, that cameo, take place before this
Yes,
movie or after?
Well, if it takes place after, it would make no sense.
It wouldn't. But then again, according to this, she brings the dog wherever she goes.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case in the Superman movie.
And this is what makes me mad, because James Gunn is like, we will not make one of these movies until the script is perfect. I'm like, so what happened here? Because it's all over the place. And like we said, this is your main character. And don't get me wrong, she's fantastic. Millie Alcock is fun. She does the most with this, but the character itself is not likable. And she doesn't want to help this Ruthie girl. She's a mean drunk because she just beats the crap out of people.
She doesn't need the powers to be powerful.
Right. Yeah. And the fleshing out when you get to these flashbacks, and this is new. And again, you mentioned it before. It's based on this comic series. What is it? Woman of Tomorrow?
Woman of Tomorrow.
Right. Where when Krypton blows up, Jor-El sends Kal-El, Superman, out into space. His brother has a daughter, and he says, now we're good. I built this giant dome. Speaking of heat domes.
So these two are the absolute geniuses then of Krypton. They're the only ones that A, can conquer space travel, and B, not only conquer space travel, but create a giant dome and make their city
but
a
only big
floating
enough for
spaceship.
Your city. I couldn't give that technology to every city.
You couldn't just evacuate the planet and all go to Earth? If I knew and I had the means to go to another planet where I would be Superman, everybody would go.
Yeah, they knew it. They knew it. When you go there, you are going to be in control. Dude, you're going to rule this planet. That was
no, that's not for me. I'll stay here and die.
Right. So, because they know that Krypton is going to blow up. But this is what's wild is her city, she's a little kid and the city is saved. It's now encased in this floating dome. It's the only remnant left of Krypton. But because the dome dug so deep, it actually unearthed kryptonite and kills them all.
So, which also means that kryptonite is not only deadly on Earth, it's deadly on Krypton.
Well, that's sure. Yeah, just don't dig too deep.
But they were in space on this floating island in a dome for 8 years. They couldn't just land on another planet and leave the dome?
I don't know. How much oxygen? You must have machines that are generating oxygen on that whole thing, because it's a self-contained sphere now. Where are you getting your water supply from?
Yeah.
I don't know. So
it's like, oh, no, we don't want to impose. I'm like, well, you're sending her to Earth.
Right. So in a last-ditch effort, right, they're like, all right, we're all dying. You're old enough now. You're going to be 10 years younger than Clark. We're going to send you.
It seemed like he was saying, like, when that whole scene when her father was sending her off and he was monologuing.
Yeah.
Part of it was like, I got the blueprints from Jor-El
from my brother
to build this. I'm like, you could build a force field and set your planet alight in space, but not build a little
or more than
escape capsule
like
or more than one.
You know what? All of our kids are going to die here. But so she ceremoniously gets put in one of these things. And by the way, it's like, oh, look, there's a little cute CG puppy. I'm going to take him with me. What's he going to do in there? Is he going to poop the whole time? So who knows?
Or she's going to be, not only is the dog going to be making a mess, she's going to be very bored the entire time.
Twiddling your thumbs.
I'd rather be in like that prison that the three
Oh, the negative
enemies were than
Phantom
die on
Zone.
Krypton. I'm like, just put me in one of those. I'll be all
Well,
right.
at least you got two other people to hang out with.
Yeah.
A little tight in there, but
Yeah.
Phantom Zone? Was it the Phantom Zone?
Yeah, I
The
think
negative
so.
zone?
Negative Zone, Phantom Zone, whatever.
I think Negative Zone is Marvel.
Oh, okay.
That's where Annihilus lives.
Oh.
But yeah, so you find out that right, she gets sent to Earth. You're gonna go hang out with Clark.
So
And
her
he
last name is
knows-
Dash L.
Dash.
Oh, those are the Dash L's. They live up there.
the Dash L's. All their names have L.
Dash L.
Dash L. Well, he's Jor-El, Kal-El. Eventually, you're gonna run out of names. LL. What if my name was
Like
L?
when he goes to DMV and they're putting his name on, no, it's got a dash. It's got a dash.
It's got a dash. Do you spell the dash? But so we see this when Clark greets her after she arrives. And he says, I've been tracking you for months. Oh, by the way, I don't speak Krypton. That's what? How do you understand anything? That's why he couldn't understand his parents. You didn't think to try and learn Kryptonian?
The robots could have taught him, right?
Right. What was Alan Tudyk
I'm
doing?
sure they got Rosetta Stone programmed in there somewhere.
Krypton for dummies.
Yeah. But at least there was a carry through when somebody, I think it was Kara's father, said they sent Kal-El to go rule that planet.
Yeah, because that was the plot point in the first one where you find out, Lex Luthor is like, oh man, this guy's here to kill us all.
So if they,
He's not good.
that just, gives more credence to my theory. If they assume that Kal-El is like now king and ruler of Earth,
yes,
that's leaves the door open for them to come.
Yeah, if anything, let him subjugate the human race, and then we'll just come and take their resources.
Yeah, and they'll work for us.
No, they all died. So here's my other question too, which is later this Krem character has kryptonite darts that he's never used, but how does he know she's from Krypton?
I knew these would come in handy someday,
Yeah.
he said, or something. So
Okay.
what, just in case he runs into the two beings that survived?
The two beans. I mean, I guess we all know.
He's probably like, this is my lucky day. Look what I have.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
I've been carrying these things around for years.
Their hideout was on that planet with a green sun and a yellow sun. Was that on purpose?
Yeah, that made no sense either.
Because then why wouldn't you go to a planet that just had a green sun?
Right.
Because half the day
Maybe they don't
she
exist.
could beat you.
I don't know. But so the sun is made out of kryptonite?
I guess.
I
Or maybe she just really doesn't like the color green.
Yeah. Huh? Listen, Kermit will disagree, but
It clashes.
It clashes. Yeah, that red and blue suit.
Yeah, there's no green in that suit.
Yeah. And Evelyn just happens to, or Ruthie, sorry, her name is Ruthie, just happens to like take that suit and be like, we might need this as a plot point later in the movie. But we find out this whole story gets turned on its head when Crypto gets shot by one of these arrows, or a different arrow.
That was a different arrow. It was
Okay.
like a slow acting, because this was on the planet where they have no powers. So it was a slow acting,
Yes,
a
'cause
3-day
right.
poison.
Yeah. And they're like, we can't move him. Well, you carried him there.
So this is
not.
the other thing. So Kara parks her spaceship. Where she got it, we don't know.
Nope, we don't know.
She parks her spaceship in like a
Ships.com.
parking lot on this planet under the red sun where she's getting drunk. And there's other ships there parked as well.
That all look the same.
Yeah. So it's in a field. So apparently she's paying to park there.
It's the parking lot.
So the 13-year-old girl finds her there. Ruthie, her name is, right?
Ruthie, yeah.
To try, because she tried to get her to help her in the bar, and she just kind of told her to get lost, and she followed her to her ship, and so did the bad guys. So they steal her ship as they're both, in the
Literally
field
like
arguing.
behind her back as she's standing
Yeah.
there. They're just like,
But yet the bad guys see them, and during the rest of the movie, they try to take the girl to traffic her, but they didn't take her then?
Right.
They didn't take them
they
both
left her.
then?
Yeah, that would have been the time. Kill their whole family. Oh yeah, by the way, you're coming with me. Give me that sword.
Because that's what they did. They were human traffickers.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where it gets into that Mad Max Furiosa vibe.
Yeah. Because they were all the girls they did have, they called their brides.
Right. And they were all in a little cage. I mean, it was pretty neutered as far as that goes. I mean, they didn't dig into what was really going on with these girls other than the fact that they were just trafficking them.
So basically, the movie from there, now Supergirl has a reason to help Ruthie because Crypto is going to die unless she gets the antidote to the poison from the bad guys. So she's got to go after them.
She got that nice little pocket watch that actually has little moons on it that I guess every planet has the same cycle. So 3 moons, she got 3 moons to go get this thing. And how convenient. This guy's just wearing the antidote as a necklace around his neck.
Yeah.
The whole time. Wouldn't this thing eventually like break? I guess it's not, he doesn't have it in a satchel. He doesn't have it in a backpack.
The reason that he does carry that around is because they use this poison as an interrogation tactic. So, but this guy didn't seem like a nice enough guy to give anybody an antidote, even if they got the information they wanted.
Yeah, I just poisoned you, but this is like Indiana Jones at the beginning when he's at the damn Club Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah,
you like your tea? I just poisoned you.
So they're in pursuit of these raiders. I forget what they were called.
I don't remember what they're called.
What was the name of their group?
I just remember the guy's name was Krem.
The Brigands. That's what they were called.
Oh, the Brigands. Again, a very nondescript, super generic alien species that just happened to be bad.
Yeah. And at various points during the movie, just when Supergirl most needs it, there is a yellow sun around. Like when the pirates...
Like she gets depowered like 3 times.
Yeah. There's one scene where, because she can't fly, because she's under the red sun, she has to take an interstellar bus to get to the next place.
We have a bus fight, which is a Shang-Chi...
And this bus is, stopped by pirates who robbed the passengers. Supergirl tries to fight them and is ejected from the bus, but the yellow sun is rising from the other side of the planet that they're above just in time. So we now know that there's other yellow suns out there besides the one that we have here.
Yeah, which seems like maybe they're closer to Krypton than Earth.
Yeah. So that means Kryptonians could be invincible in various places.
Yeah. Yeah. And she powers up pretty quick. This is like Wall-E when he opens up his solar panel.
Yeah.
Goes underneath the sun. He's like, boing.
There's these battle set pieces like during the chase after the Brigands. They run into Lobo at one point, played by Jason Momoa.
This movie. I don't know how you feel about this character. There was some chatter about why are we using Jason Momoa again. I thought he embodied the character.
Yeah, I think he was.
I enjoyed him.
He seemed more at home here than in Aquaman.
Yes.
But the character didn't make sense to me because they explain, he killed his entire race, but he seems like a goofy, jokey character. Yeah. Somebody that kills their entire race would be like a Thanos level.
I was going to say, right. He's like Thanos.
No, he's very amiable. He's friendly to the girls. I'm like, well, if he's supposed to be psychotic, then make him act psychotic. But he doesn't.
He's just nice enough to actually help out.
Yeah.
But I did love the fact when he's see her around tits.
That's what I was like. Did he just say what I thought he said?
I laughed out loud. And that was the only time I laughed. Yeah, these fight sequences come and go. Seth Rogen, again, playing this little alien bus driver.
Like one of the doozers from Mandalorian and Grogu.
Him up. Yes. Yeah, it's exactly what he looked like. They could actually have a crossover.
Yeah.
They exist in the same universe. So the whole time this is going on, every time she gets past that, maybe this is why they keep knocking her unconscious, because this is where you get the flashbacks. I got to remember where I came from. And numerous times you're getting this little speech from her mom that says, you just need to be good. You don't have to be nice about it. You don't have to be cordial. Just be good. And I guess that's the mantra at the end of this movie. Well, I'm a drunkard and I'm a mean drunk, but I guess at the end of the day, if I do good, it negates it.
Or is she not a drunk anymore at the end of this movie?
Well, no, I think that she does. Yeah, this is her Man of Steel moment, because we've talked about Man of Steel and I did not like that movie. I hated the fact that Superman resorted to killing Zod. And I'm like, all right, if you tell me that this character moving forwards, I'm never doing that again. This is my breaking point. And if that's the case, then I buy into it. And the same thing holds true here, which is she spends the entire movie trying to convince Ruthie, you don't want to kill this guy. You don't want this on your head. Don't be like me. And she's got him on the ground dead to rights at the end of this movie. And she puts a sword down. And as she walks away, Supergirl picks it up and kills him.
This guy is not going to turn a new leaf. He is just going to do this to somebody else, and he's going to keep going. So
you could have hacked off a couple of his body parts and let him just mull in his own, stew in his own juices for a while. Well, maybe that wasn't the smartest move, but no, we have to kill him. So okay, yeah, she's damaged. We get it. She's damaged. It's very apparent that they are juxtapositioning her against Clark, who is this just goofy, goody two shoes Boy Scout. And every time he's on screen, I loved him. I'm like, I'm really warming up to this guy as Superman.
He's so awkwardly trying to extend his hand to her.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I guess my aunt and uncle sent you here. I got to take care of you.
Yeah.
And he's
really genuine. Miss you back here.
Yeah, I know. He's sending her little voice messages like a dad. Yeah. And she's turning it off. But the thing about Superman, every time he gets into trouble, Krypto is there to save him. Krypto is down for the count 3/4 of this movie. So you don't get that whatsoever. You just get this miserable girl trying to not get this little girl killed and to get the antidote back.
As for all the plot points that I wasn't down with, I agree that this actress, Millie Alcock, is perfectly cast. So if they bring the character back, I would welcome just seeing her again as the character. And it sounds like they are. She's going to be in the next Superman movie, The Man of Tomorrow. And according to James Gunn, the character is going to have a major part going forward in his DCU, which is great. But I don't think this holds together as a movie. I think that this would have been more appropriate as, a 4-episode show on HBO Max.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree with you. It's not cinematic in the sense that, there's these action fight sequences, but it's much more of a character driven. It's kind of like Wonder Man, where it was just a study of this damaged girl who's trying to come with terms that, she's sent here. This is not her people. She's not. Why do I have to? What's in it for me to defend these people?
Yeah. I don't think it would be as scrutinized as it is as a movie if it was a show. I think it would be much better received as a show. Same story. Doesn't have to change.
Yes, correct. I agree
all
with
those
you.
plot points notwithstanding.
Well, so some of these sequences, like there's this nice fight sequence that just happens to take place out in the desert at the end of the movie. That is so reminiscent of that Mr. Terrific fight at the end of Superman. Like there's just a lot of these beats that just feel like we've already been there. We've seen this. We've done this. I mean, I agree with you. I think she's fantastic and she's fun and she does as much as she can with this character. And hopefully in the next movie, she will be more in line with the Supergirl that Clark wants her to be or needs her to be, which is fine. This is a growing pains for this kid coming to terms because she is a kid. It's getting a lot of crap online. We talked about this at the beginning that people are shitting all over this. And
we kind of just did too.
Yeah, well, but that's fine. That's what we went to I'm not just listening to what someone else said and be like, yeah, this movie sucks and I can't believe you're going to go see it. Well, yeah, I'm going to make up my own mind. And you're right. It's so middle of the road. It's not super bad, but it's not super good either. So this director, Gillespie, like he's trying way too hard to just be James Gunn. The music, we got the rockin' soundtrack and it just doesn't work. None of it is memorable. None of the music that had anything to do with the scenes that I could at least, correlate. Just nondescript, just non-memorable.
A lot of these movies really hinge on the villain. The villain in a lot of cases is just as important as the main character, because you have to have, a plot point for the main character to go after.
A real challenge.
He is a scumbag. You do hate him.
That's fine.
But he seems like the guy that she would beat like 15 minutes into the movie rather than the big bad.
On your way to the big boss, right?
Yeah.
This is a video game, and this is round 2.
Yep.
Level 2 or whatever. And I think this is part of James Gunn. I've said this from the beginning. I love James Gunn stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy. He's digging into like these quirky, just left of center characters that never really got their due in the Marvel universe. And now he's trying to do it in DC. And I just don't think that his style vibes. This felt like a female Star-Lord to me. Peter Quill, taken off planet. He's an immature, doesn't know, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Do I need to be a good guy? I'm just stealing stuff for the sake of surviving. Did you get the popcorn bucket with the very phallic,
penile?
Yes, foreskin looking thing
even
on the back?
Yeah, this popcorn bucket is supposed to be because Supergirl has a hoodie jacket, that she wears for a lot of the movie. Which she wears the whole time,
and until the big reveal when she puts her suit on, all nice and cleaned.
So this popcorn bucket, it's like the Supergirl suit, but it's shaped like a round, large glass bucket or smaller bucket. So it's the Supergirl suit with that hoodie jacket around it. Unfortunately, the hoodie jacket of the popcorn bucket is flesh colored.
Yeah.
And when you look at it from behind with the hood coming down, it looks very inappropriate.
Yes, correct. Not a single person looked at that and said, you know what? Maybe we go back to the drawing board.
I saw it online first, and I was looking for it in the theater, and they didn't have it in the theater.
Oh, I'm sure it's all sold out. People had just bought it for the novelty of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just turn it around so that you're just looking at the back of it.
Right. Yeah. This is getting a lot of hate. And I don't know. People aren't just saying it's because it's a bad movie. Are they upset because it's a female lead that just is not perfect or doesn't need a man? Although Lobo saved her ass more than once.
The 13-year-old girl saved Lobo. So there you go, Ruthie. Yeah.
But the complaints that this Superman is woke is laughable because he's the original illegal alien.
Yeah.
He's an illegal immigrant who nobody asked for him to come here. And yeah, here he is. What if he, there was a story, I think it was Son of Krypton or Son of Red Sun, where what if he just happened to land in Russia? Maybe those would be his ideals.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know any better. All right. I'm going to defend the homeland, the motherland. These are my people. You Westerners are all vile.
What critics say aside, because a lot of the major critics gave this a negative review. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I always like to look at the cinema score. So what audiences thought. A small percentage of moviegoers are polled as they're coming out of the theater. What grade would they give this movie? The average grade for this was a B-.
Which is not horrific.
No, you'd want better than a B- though.
Sure, it's better than a D.
This is as good as time as any.
On all my tests.
We give the 5-bucket test, right? So 5 buckets is the absolute peak for us.
Yep.
I'm going to go right in the middle. 3 buckets for this from me.
I am right there with you. 3. It wasn't horrific, but it wasn't great.
And again, I am looking forward to seeing her as the character again, but in just a better vehicle.
But do you think it's weird, Noguero? She is set to write the script for the new James Gunn Wonder Woman movie. So I'm curious.
Maybe this will be more hands-on with Gunn involved with the Wonder Woman movie after the reaction to this one.
Yeah.
We can only hope.
Yeah, it is odd that this is the second outing. Now, we've also gotten the what was the cartoon? Creature Commandos, I think, is also fallen underneath this new James Gunn banner. And Peacemaker. There is rumors of recasting Batman for this. So I guess
that wouldn't make sense. Like to have two competing Batmans.
I don't know. I do like Robert Pattinson, and I think that they are filming right now, the Batman 2. But yeah, to just turn around and then reboot him as another, I don't know.
Because what is that saying? Like, no, but this Batman's too serious. We need one that's not so serious for the DCU.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole point of Batman.
Correct. But because of this tone that he's established with Superman, it's much more in the Guardians of the Galaxy vein.
Imagine how awkward it would be for our David Cornsweet Superman to meet the Pattinson Batman.
He'd get his ass kicked.
That would be fantastic.
I'd pay to see that. The only fun fact that I walked away from is that her cape was actually made from the same material as Christopher Reeve's cape. They found like a bolt, like 60 yards of it, that was used for the original Superman cape in 1978.
Wow. What was this, just uncovered? They couldn't use it for Cornsweet as well?
I know, right? You don't get it until the end of the movie. You don't get her suit. So
and she's wearing that's another thing. In the cameo, she's drunk and wearing the suit.
Right.
In this movie, it seemed like she was in denial of the suit. So again, as well, that doesn't really jive.
Yeah. But anybody who is worried, she does get the antidote in time and saves Crypto.
Of course. You can't kill the dog.
And then he goes home and immediately destroys Clark's apartment.
He's not potty trained, is Crypto.
He
pees all over her spaceship.
Yeah. Oh, you got it almost on the paper.
Don't pee on her stereo. That's what he did, I think.
Whatever. No wonder why the music was so crappy. He peed all over it.
All right, 3 buckets.
Yeah.
Supergirl.
You want to go to the concession stand first?
Yeah, let's go to the concession stand.
It is my turn, and boy, did I scrambled at the last minute. We had a massive storm come through last night, and my internet was down this morning, and I was like, it had to have been 10 o'clock, and I'm like, son of a, I got to do the confessional. I got to do the concession treat. So I'm going to lean in to our backup feature, because there's really nothing that I could tie in with Supergirl. And we are going to be talking fruitstripegum.
Oh.
And if you know anything about this gum, you'll realize pretty quickly why I paired it up with Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, home of the painted zebra. Zebra, if you're in the UK.
That's a great that's a great correlation.
And I can't believe we've never talked about this.
Because it leaves no lasting impression. The infamous thing about fruit stripe gum is that it was good for all of 1 minute 30 seconds.
Yes. So we're going to talk about that because that is part of my talking points. Oh, I can't do this. So let's go. History. 1960. Fruit stripe gum was invented by James Parker and immediately sold to the Beech Nut Confection Division, which I don't think we've really talked about Beech Nut.
No, we have not.
That's crazy. So they were sold to Beech Nut, and these retailed for 5 cents a pack, which is about 50 cents today. So that's, I guess, a lot of money back then.
And their mascot was a zebra, as you say.
We're not there yet.
Oh, they did fruit stripe gum without the zebra?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did for many, many years. So let's get into it. So Beech Nut was first known as the Imperial Packing Company, established in 1891 in upstate New York town, Canajahari. And if you know where Canajahari is, you are a true New Yorker.
I think that was one of the locations of Sheena, as a matter of fact.
I think it was one of the towns in
Canajahari Falls. That's where they were going to dump her.
Falls. That's where they dumped her. So Canajahari is actually a little town 30 miles northwest of Albany. So about middle of the state somewhere, give or take. You're closer to it than I am. Do you know this town at all?
No, never heard of it.
Really? It's actually a very picturesque little town. So in 1910, the company started producing chewing gum. In the 20s and 30s, gum sales became 2/3 of their total sales. Now, this is this Imperial Packing Company. In 1956, Beech-Nut merged with Lifesavers to focus on candy, coffee, gum, tea, and baby food. And the company has grown into one of the biggest gum companies in America by the time Fruit Stripe came along in 1960. Now, we're going to backtrack a little bit on the end and talk more about this company because, boy, sometimes when we talk about these candies and how they're bought out by other companies, this is insane. So, we'll get there. So the original flavors, cherry, grape, lemon, orange, and mixed fruit. And they were all the exact same flavors offered in Lifesavers.
Oh.
So they already had the flavors going. Let's just infuse our gum sticks.
Were the gum sticks colored at this point or not?
Right from the very beginning, each one of these sticks had stripes on them. So they had zebra stripes in that flavor color. So they had the look and feel that we all know. It never changed. What did change was initially their promotion included a character known as a fruit stripe gum man, and he was an anthropomorphic gum pack with limbs and a face. And this was kind of how they sold this guy. And one of the cool things about the packaging was that they introduced the little piece of paper that surrounded each one of the sticks of gum was what they referred to as a wet 'em and wear 'em temporary tattoo. So you could literally just like lick the paper and then press it on your arm and you would have a little temporary tattoo. And that carried through for years and years. But as you mentioned, no zebra yet. And the selling point was obviously it was bright, multicolored appearance, and a burst of fruit flavor. But as you also mentioned, there's some discrepancies that the gum lasted, the flavor itself lasted for about 10 seconds. You pop it in your mouth and it would be just a burst, and then immediately nothing but gum.
Then it was just dead after that.
You
And
just
it didn't matter.
lick the flavor off it.
I would often think, well, maybe if I put the whole pack in my mouth at once,
Is that the whole point of the
that
mixed
would
fruit
make
one?
it last. No,
Wow.
it did.
Okay. So in 1963, they started introducing mascots. Each one of these flavors had their own mascot. So we had Orange Stripes the mouse, Lemon Stripes the elephant, Cherry Stripes the horse, and Lime Stripes the tiger. There was no character animal mascot for the mixed fruit.
What color was the mixed fruit?
That's a good question. I don't know if it was each one of the colors striped on there,
Oh,
or if it was
okay.
just its own flavor. I don't know. I want to say it was all four of those colors mixed together. But one of the things that they offered were these stuffed animal mascots as a promotional offer. So you buy 6 packs of gum, you send the packages in along with the $1.50. Remember this back in the day? You'd
The
your
proof of
labels,
purchase.
Proof of purchase. I'm surprised they didn't force you to send a receipt as well. And in return, you would get one of the 4 fruit-themed stuffed animals. And like I mentioned, you got the mouse, you got the elephant, you got the horse, and you got the tiger. And this was like the biggest promotional event that they had. And this seemed pretty popular. It wasn't until 1970 that they decided to bring in Fruit Stripe Zebra, the guy that we all know and love. And during that year, they said, you know what? That 1963 promotion was so well received, we're going to offer you a stuffed zebra. All you need to do is send in $2 and 10 wrappers, and you'll get a handsome-looking stuffed zebra. Kids would be like all over that, right?
Yeah.
No one wanted them. I found this letter that was written to the company by a child, and I have to just read this. I am 10 years old, and I sent away $2 on June 16th for a Beech-Nut fruit striped gum zebra in New York City. My mother's check was cashed, but I have not gotten my stuffed zebra. I wrote them a lot of letters. I would like that zebra to play with. Poor kid. Only one was a
Those
zebra.
bastards. Was it just a ruse?
No, apparently the reply letter says, you and 8-year-old JD of Minneapolis, who also complained to us, are now the proud owners of stuffed striped zebras. Robert Denny, Group Products Manager for Gums at Lifesaver Inc. in New York City, is the man in charge of stuffed striped zebras, and he didn't know why you didn't get one. We figured there might be a stuffed striped zebra shortage, but he said he has an oversupply. I wish I had more people who wanted zebras, he said. So the handful of people who did ask for one didn't get it.
It seems like that he should be compensated more than just
I know, it's
the
like,
stuffed
this is
zebra.
the thing that you wanted? Yeah, okay, we'll send it to you.
And here's a
Well,
box of fruit stripe
Correct.
gum.
Here's a lifetime supply of friggin' fruit stripe gum. How about you get, how about 4 zebras and
Talk
you give
about-
them to your friends?
Talk about good day, sir. We have no zebras left. Good day, sir.
I said there's no zebras. So I found that fascinating. The kid took the time. He was mad. I ate, do you know how much gum I had to eat to get those packages? And then beg my mom to write a $2 check.
But again, he's chewing that gum for a minute and spitting it out immediately. Wouldn't take that long to get through a pack.
I wonder if you could just lick the stuffed animal and he tasted like the flavor. So I'm assuming that those original animals are probably on eBay. I wonder what they go for. So anyways, the zebra is, even though it didn't seem like it was a big hit with this, is the new spokesman. And he's been the guy on the packaging ever since 1970. Any guesses onto what his official name is?
I'm thinking it starts with a Z.
No. You're
No?
close.
Stripey?
It's Yipes.
Yipes.
Yipes Stripes. But
I never knew he had a
yeah.
name.
So his official name is Yipes, and I guess they have numerous promotions with him. And the official website designation for this character is Yipes is a consummate professional with an eye for fashion. You can always count on him to have a styled mane and vintage threads. And he is an outdoorsman who loves to be in nature when he is not dominating opponents in a game of one-on-one. So this is like Poochie. This is like this guy's got his own personality. How come he didn't have like his own Saturday morning TV show with friggin' Cuckoo the Cocoa Puffs and Snap, Crackle, and Pop?
Yeah, or Quisp. They could have all had their own show, yeah.
They could have.
The Mascot Hour
Yeah,
on CBS.
Serial killers. Yeah. 1979 bubblegum was like just in its heyday. Like everyone had bubblegum, so of course they had to jump into the bubblegum brand. 1990s, there's an ad that shows a young nerdy boy with a pocket protector transformed into a cool hip kid with sunglasses by chewing the gum. Soon, every kid wanted fruit stripe in their pocket. Is that true? I don't know about that. They did a couple promotions dealing with preservation with the World Wildlife Federation Fund. So in 1996, they gave 5 cents from the sale of each jumbo pack and variety multi-packs to the WWF, totaling about $100,000 for the preservation of endangered animals and their habitats. The guy who voiced the zebra, his name is Warren Burton, and I guess he was a soap opera star. And he says that they've been running for years, and he's very thankful because as a starving actor, it's nice to get those residual checks. So this guy was still making money off these commercials all these years later. Yipes was even a notable clue in Jeopardy, but as you mentioned, flavor didn't last very long. I think it was more about the idea that it was just a fun striped gum with a zebra as the mascot. So I want to go back to Beech Nut because what's the year in this one? The Beech Nut Lifesavers Company merged with a pharmaceutical firm called ER Squibb, becoming Squibb Beech Nut in 1968. In 1981, Nabisco bought the candy components. In 2000, Fruit Stripe was sold to Hershey Foods in a deal with other candy brands for $135 million. Then again, in 2003, the brand was sold to Farley and Sathers, where the owners also had stakes in Build-A-Bear and P.F. Chang's. That's a wild portfolio right there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Farley and Sathers also picked up Fruit Stripe's old competitors, Juicy Fruit, and Now and Later, as well as Chuckles and Super Bubble. In 2012, Farley and Sathers bought the Pan Ferrera Company, the maker of Lemonheads, Atomic Fireballs, and Red Hots, and the merged name changed to Ferrera Candy Company. So these evil conglomerates have just gobbled up all this candy. Ferrara is where Fruit Stripe ends its life because they were discontinued in 2024. You can't buy these anymore. Very upset. So you can't get. I guess you can find stuffed mascot on eBay and just maybe they smell like the flavors. I don't know.
Maybe you can get your hands on an unopened pack, but it would be like one of those sticks of gum in the movie.
That's like in the trading card packs.
Yeah.
Now you take your life in your own hands with those. You do not do that. So that is the life and times of Fruit Stripe.
Yipes.
Yipes.
Which is what we could say watching Sheena.
I said ooh la la is what I said. I said ooga. The opening credits is like a prepubescent little boy's fantasy come true. It's like girls on trampolines. It's like, come on.
This movie shouldn't exist as it is.
I'm glad it does.
This was released in August of 1984 in the dog days of summer. And in August of 1984, I was 13 years old.
Oh.
And I already had a major thing for Tanya Roberts because she was in The Beastmaster.
Yeah, pretty much the same character.
This was one of the few movies that had nudity that would play over and over and over again during the day on HBO.
This is a PG movie.
And of course, you would watch The Beastmaster for that one scene.
With the ferrets?
You were hoping that when you turned it on HBO, that scene hadn't already gone past.
I don't want to watch this now.
And of course, I knew Tanya Roberts as well from Tourist Trap because that played, much to my chagrin.
You are prime. This is it. This movie was made for you.
So when this came out, and I wasn't the only one in my friends at school, of course,
Sure.
all knew her from Beastmaster. So it was not hard to get my friend Kevin to come with me to get dropped off at the theater with me. And I remember...
Now, what are you seeing again, son? Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Yeah. Is there monkeys in there? Yeah, there's monkeys.
Yeah, there's monkeys.
Yeah, there's monkeys. Yeah.
Yep.
Masturbating monkeys.
And when the movie comes out, we get dropped off at the Roosevelt Theater in Hyde Park, which is, at the time... Longer. I don't know if it was a multi-theater yet. When it was a single theater, it was the biggest indoor screen in the Hudson Valley. But then they sliced up that biggest indoor screen to make it a 4-screen. So it was almost like a drive-in movie screen indoors.
Oh, wow.
That's where I saw Empire Strikes Back. That's where I saw Superman 2. So many huge movies.
I was going to say, those are experience theaters.
So Sheena was playing there, and I remember looking at the poster. And just the anticipation before we went in, the poster in the lobby. So, and we weren't disappointed. During these scenes, we're elbowing each other like, rawr, rawr, rawr.
Yeah, exactly, right.
I should have brought one of those bicycle horns in. Sheena did not disappoint. But the reason I say it couldn't exist today, this is a PG-rated movie with nudity to spare.
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of is why this passed the board. Okay, first of all, it didn't get a PG-13 because it did come out in 1984. It went to the ratings board before PG-13 was approved. So
that was the year that came out, right?
It was the year.
Red Dawn and what are the two that they attribute? Red Dawn and
Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom, yeah.
But apparently
no nudity in either one of those.
No, apparently this went to the board before that rating was okayed, so it probably went to the board before Temple of Doom came out.
That's
Even
crazy.
though, and then it wasn't released until August. So it was either could give it a PG or an R. And I think that the
Oh, yeah,
reasoning
the
is
R.
because
Sure.
the nudity is approached like at a very innocent level because it's never sexualized, even though
No,
yeah,
the first
watching it you would sexualize it.
sure.
But
Yeah, and Casey, what's his name there? He was like, can you go back in the water now?" And I'm like, "No, just let her stay in there, dude."
yeah,
National
that's the only reason I
Geographic.
can think is that they passed it is because it wasn't self-aware, just like Sheena wasn't
Well, that she wasn't
self-aware.
right. Just I'm just gonna except when the guys came out of the ground, they immediately put a loincloth around them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so we got to cover up the little naughty parts of the boys, but girls, fine. You want to see some boobs?
But the thing
Side
is
boob? Let's
that
get some
she's not
boobs.
the only one that's naked. You see the other, the evil woman's butt while she's getting the massage.
Yeah.
There's too many nip slips to mention.
Oh, forget that. Listen, this thing is working overtime just to hold those in. But even the name of her tribe, the Zambubis, come on, it's a little on the nose.
Now, the thing that's really
Zambouli?
awkward, and even as a kid watching this, I was like, maybe I shouldn't be watching this, is the scene with the little Sheena as a girl.
Oh, I know. Yeah, as I said, at what point did she decide? All right, we got to cover those up.
I know,
Fine.
just
It was
just
because
as the
because those
filmmakers, would it kill you to put a shirt on this
I
girl?
know. Yeah. So it's like we were introduced to her family who were like mercy missionaries.
No, no, her father was a doctor and he was looking for the magic earth, the healing earth.
Okay. But so he's driving in the dark through a jungle, and the wife is shoving this 8x10 in his face, going, "Is this the guy? This is the guy we're looking for? Can you let me just drive? What are you doing?" Almost ran that guy over. He was like, and I didn't realize until the end that it was the guy he was looking for that was miraculously healed from these cancer.
Yeah, no, it was Ted Danson from Creepshow, buried up to his neck.
I can hold my breath for a long time.
So they almost run over this poor guy who's up to his neck in the sacred ground, which happens to be in the middle of the road, the sacred ground.
Yeah, like they're just driving, all of a sudden there he is. It's like that joke. It's like make a turn, make a turn in the fork in the road. It's like make a left at the head. Wow.
And it's the guy from the 8x10s that they're looking for.
Yeah, there he is.
Who had tumors all over him.
Sir, can you sign this? Just his head popping out.
But they pull him out of the sacred ground.
And he's healed.
And he's healed.
And then they have a big dance. They're all celebrating.
Before they pull him out, a bunch of topless women from the tribe come and dance around him. And he's probably like, don't pull me out just yet.
Well, that's why I think...
The doctor, they won't let him take a sample, though. They're like, you can't take this. This is
they
desecrate.
tell him straight up. This is sacred ground. You're not allowed in that cave. Hey, honey, let's go in the cave.
But he's
oh, yeah, by the way, let's leave
He
our
should
baby.
have said, but damn it, I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor, damn it. Not a grave digger. And I hope they didn't pay this lady a lot because her babysitting skills were this little baby gets up and just wanders off. But they cause a cave quake.
There's some dialogue saying that the echo will kill you in that cave or something.
On. And the little baby's name is Janet.
Yeah.
They call her, damn it, Janet, get back there.
So she's the one. She basically kills her parents.
Well, she didn't cause the...
Well, she's yelling. She may have set it off.
Oh, you think it was her? She should be off planet drinking.
Yeah.
Killed your family. She never looks back. She never even questions it. All of a sudden, this shaman's like, all right, she pulls like a Lion King moment. And he's like, oh, you're the chosen one. You're the little white devil that came out of the mountain.
Well, the shaman probably set this whole thing up because she wanted that girl because she was the chosen one.
You know what? Fulfill that prophecy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now people have to listen to me because I nailed this.
So, but what were they doing in there? They were chipping off rocks. That wasn't the magic earth.
No, I don't know. Because he said it's coming from the cave. Well, but the dirt. Okay. I don't know. So, again, he's a doctor, not a rock climber.
Yeah. No, the shaman, as soon as the girl comes out of the mouth of the cave after the cave-in happens, the shaman takes her and says, "This is the girl that will protect the Zambouli tribe.
Right.
This
Like
is
I
the
said,
prophecy."
this is like the Lion King. She's literally hoisting her up, going, "Look at this."
So this woman, Shaman, is her name?
I think that's her
Because
just
Sheena calls her Shaman for the rest of the
no.
movie.
Yeah, but they don't use her name Janet. They rename her Sheena. I don't know. So I'm fascinated.
So that's
with this
like
lady.
calling her witch doctor, you know?
Yeah, basically. Well, I don't have a name. That's just my title. So this lady is an actress, Elizabeth Toro. She was an Ugandan princess in real life. And she actually was a Cambridge law graduate. I thought was kind of cool.
None of it overshadows her part in Sheena here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
She takes the little girl, little Janet, and puts her in a pile of hay. But what about Mom and Dad? Don't you mind that?
Don't. Oh, by the way, don't go back in that cave. They just left you. They're pieces of crap.
Teaches her to hold her hand to her head like she has a massive headache to communicate with the animals.
So this is fun because I realized this later. The elephant, when he puts his trunk up to his head, is what she's mimicking.
Yes.
So they can use that footage to make it look like the elephant is talking back to her.
She uses that to talk to all the animals, not just the elephant.
Not only that, at one point she makes a collect call to the shaman herself.
Yeah.
She's got some wild powers, but she's got her own little private zoo. We got chimps and hippos and boa. She's like, at one point, that little girl's like laying with a snake around her.
But then we transition to Sheena as a teen, still with no shirt on.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, this poor girl, she could never live this down if she had to go back to school after this movie.
But then all of a sudden, when she's riding a painted horse, she's fully clothed. And it's like, at what point did someone say, you got to put those away?
So yeah, the transition
like the boys
from
in
her,
town are getting no work done whatsoever.
Yeah, they're all hanging around waiting for you to come out of your tent.
Yeah.
So this transitions to Sheena as an adult riding the zebra across the beach to what sounds like the Chariots of Fire
yes,
theme song.
Yeah, Richard Hartley did the music score. I don't know if that was Vangelis. Was Chariots of Fire.
Well, it's it's not the same thing. It's very similar to Chariots of Fire.
Listen, the fact that we all picked up on it, even my wife was like, does this not sound like something we should know? I'm like, yeah, it's very similar.
And not only, it's Chariots of Fire was all these runners on the beach and she's riding on the beach. So you cannot help but make that correlation.
Correct. Every time the cymbals kick in, all the little flamingos fly up.
But the credits are imposed as she's riding. So it's like a continuous shot of her riding bareback, which she learned to do for the movie.
Yeah, she's on and off this horse. I will say, I'm guessing she did pretty much all of her own stunts.
Yeah, there's a few long shots where you can tell it's not her, but for the most part. Like, I think when she's swinging, a lot of the swinging stuff is her.
Yeah, this is female Tarzan, basically.
Yeah.
So... but yeah, this whole opening credits, like you said, she's just, it's girls jumping on trampoline because it's a tighter shot and it's just boing, boing, boing. Okay, this is what we're in for. But then we're introduced to the prince.
The scumbag prince. So this is where we bring in some Lion King to the plot.
Scar. Kill his dad.
Well, no, he's killing his brother. His brother is the king. So he has a plot where he's going to take over the country of Tigora with some militia that he's got waiting in the hotel.
Was that Draco Malfoy was the army general?
And they all have their own floor that the elevator just opens to the militia.
Like there's that scene with the Vic Casey and Fletch, and they open up the elevator and it's just like a mercenary group there with guns.
And they all start walking towards the elevator. I'm like, what would have happened if the doors didn't close? They would have been dead.
Yeah, this is a funny little joke. Did you not say you saw an army helicopter? Like what's going on
this here? Prince, who is planning to kill his brother, the king, has been living in the U.S. and is like some kind of a sports figure as well.
He kicked a 60-yard field goal to win the Super Bowl.
So that's not good enough for him. He's also needs to kill his brother. So he's invited some reporters over to be there, I guess, to capture another
sports world. Yeah, it's like ESPN or whatever.
So Vic Casey is one of the reporters, played by Ted Wass. If anybody is familiar with the old comedy Soap from ABC.
Okay.
Ted Wass is from that show. And later on, he played the dad from Blossom. So this actor was familiar in the 80s.
Vic Casey, and you can't just call him Mr. Casey or Vic. It's Vic Casey.
And his bumbling sidekick,
Fletch, which I'm pretty sure if I was an actor, this would be the role that I'd be pigeonholed in.
This guy, Donovan Scott, was he's one of the denizens of from Popeye, from the Robin Williams Popeye.
Yeah, really?
Not Wimpy. I thought, oh, is this Wimpy from Popeye? No,
he sure does look like Wimpy. Yeah, he's a doofus. He's a doop, 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 doop.
I just saw Blonde as they're flying over the Zambouli land.
Blonde what? Blonde. Yeah, so we get this convoluted plot that the prince is looking to overthrow his brother. He's going to stage a coup by shooting him, but making it look like the girl, the shaman, just wanders into town, and that's just lucky happenstance.
Yeah, because I don't know what they would have done previous to that, who they were going to blame it on.
But meanwhile, it's just a stupid crossbow in a tree, and he's looking at it numerous times during this event, and it's like, dude, nonchalant, man. Look the other way.
I know. At least put it in a bush where nobody can see it.
And then we find out really quickly that he's banging the brother's fiance. I'm like, oh, you're a piece of crap. I wish Ruthie from the first movie came back and friggin' shish kebabbed you.
And part of the reason that he wants to kill his brother is he wants to take over the Zambouli land because of the magic earth.
Because of the magic earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also were introduced this guy who gets poisoned pretty quickly. He gives him like some map.
The scientist that he had hired to figure out where the magic earth was, and he killed off.
To poison this guy. Yeah. He was about ready to die. He couldn't say a sentence without coughing. He had a cigarette in his mouth the whole time. So again, this is where my wife is like, this is just like Avatar. I'm like, yeah, there's no new storylines under the sun. Yep. Let's take the unobtainium from the natives.
All thoughts of Avatar go out the window because then we get the waterfall shot.
Yes. Yeah, we don't get naked Na'vi.
Sheena in all of her glory, not a stitch on, bathing under the waterfall. Majestic music. And I was just, as a 13-year-old, this was the peak of cinema.
Right. There you go. So did you have the Blu-ray or the DVD?
The DVD from the library.
How was the picture quality?
Picture quality was very good.
Okay. A lot of screen grabs. Listen, if you got them, flaunt them. She was at the peak.
You're seeing all the bees here. The butts, the boobs.
So I rented from Amazon. In the first maybe 20 minutes, it was very grainy. I'm like, oh, they didn't do anything with this. But then toward the end of the movie, it really cleaned up. So I'm like, okay. So, but yeah, those scenes are very crystal clear, especially on a 50-inch, let alone a 65-inch.
I watched it with my wife, and she was like, "Yeah, I have no memory of this," meaning the nudity, because she probably saw it on TV and not on.
Yeah, well, I don't remember any of it either. But my wife was like, "Yeah, I remember all this." Like, she was tickled pink to watch this movie again. She actually watched the whole thing with me. And I will say, while Tanya Roberts is not the greatest actress, it's a banger of a movie. A lot of action sequences. I will say the cinematography and just the environments, because they shot live in Kenya.
In Kenya, yeah, it's on location.
I know he was getting a lot of crap for it, but because it's like out there, they're like, anytime you wanted something, you go to the studio and you get it in like hours. Now you got to go 2 days just to find a phone to ask somebody for something. They were getting dailies back like 2 days after they shot them, going, boy, I hope that worked out. And it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous to look at. Directed
by John Gullerman, who directed King Kong, the 1976 King Kong.
Towering Inferno, I saw his name attached to as well.
But he also directed one of the best received Tarzan movies in the 60s. So he was, he went over this path before.
That's interesting, because I think this came out the same year as Tarzan
Greystoke.
Greystoke.
Yeah.
Christophe Lambert.
And when Lambert saw this Sheena coming out, he said, there can be only one.
Oh, good. And then he took his clothes off.
Yeah. Vic Casey gets mixed up with Sheena because he sees on his dailies, because he took some footage at
this
at
is
the
all
dinner.
bumbling bull crap. This guy's staging this assassination. They accidentally film it.
And they see the crossbow that's hidden in the tree in their film.
Right. But meanwhile, so this shaman foresaw the king's death. And so she wandered into town to warn him. And then immediately gets arrested.
Yeah.
You look like a Zambouli. Well, of course I am. Are you coming with us? Like,
so
damn.
Vic Casey wants to interview the shaman in jail. And as he gets there, Sheena is staging a breakout with the elephants, the chimps, all the animals.
Yeah, right through the electric fence and whatnot. But I will tell you, when the king gets shot, immediately they're like, oh, we saw this woman in the bushes. She did it. Well, good thing you have someone to pin it on, because they immediately pulled the arrow out of this guy. And I'm like, well, so much for crime scene integrity. It's like, okay, I didn't care. Prince is dead. King is dead. Long live the prince.
But it's funny because the elephant goes past the guards and they're like, huh?
Right. Like I've never seen an elephant before in Kenya.
And the two chimps holding hands running after the elephant.
I will tell you, these chimps, man, they did it all. There's a sequence at the end that is just straight up Ewoks fighting stormtroopers.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
And it's all real animals. Like if you saw this today, not only would there be no nudity in it, but it would be all CG animals.
Yeah. No, real animals. And I guess I don't think any issues with the animals. They shipped most of them in. Although there is a scene at the waterfall that just breaks the illusion, because it is the one shot that is green screened, and then the birds flying around the helicopter are clearly animated.
Yeah, because they wanted to show the birds in the background when they're in the helicopter.
You can't have the birds flying around the helicopter. I would assume that some of those flamingos did not survive that day.
No.
They're like kamikaze flamingos.
And well, yeah, and they pecked that guy's eyes out, I think, the pilot.
Yeah.
So from this point on, they follow Sheena, does the two reporters. And there's the scene where the lions surround their Jeep and Sheena comes swinging out of the jungle.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Jeep rental does not include lion scratches.
No.
Yeah, these guys are like mauling these trucks.
And Sheena draws a line around the Jeep and says you'll be safe.
like a
safe from what? The animals? Because it's not safe from bullets.
The rhino. Yeah, I was gonna say the rhino stopped, but that was about it. Everything else seemed to be able to pass through it. Yeah, and the shaman dies. She rescues her, but then she dies. And there's this scene where she's laying underneath the tree as she's, lamenting her final words of wisdom onto Sheena. And the elephant is in the background digging the grave.
I know. It's like, can't you wait?
But it was gorgeous. It was absolutely you got the jaguar sitting there. You got the elephants. You got the chimps. You got the tree. I mean, it was just fantastic. It was like, damn, wandering through the jungle and you just find these locations and you're like, all right, we're filming here.
For a while, Sheena lets Vic Casey think that the shaman is still alive. And she's going to bring him to her. But she says that because the shaman tells her she'll have an ally to fight the evil and to protect the Zamboulis. And she's trying to work out if it's Vic Casey.
Right.
So in the meantime, Fletch goes back to give the film to the authorities. So now I assume, though, that he lost the film when the camera fell out of his Jeep.
Yeah. Somehow he has
two copies. Yeah,
I don't know. And Vic Casey, there's a scene where he records her. I'm like, you just stole her soul. You're just freaking this girl out now. Playing back
and
her
she's like, how can you bring my words to how can you bring the shaman's words back to your people? They're like the wind.
Just like this.
But of course, we have to get to this bathing scene.
Sure, you're dirty as a warthog.
The Zambouli men do not have fur in their bodies.
She was so offended by this fur. Thankfully, it burned off at the end.
You know who also should have gotten a credit is Vic Casey's gold chain around his neck that never leaves him.
Well, he wore his tie. At some point, you got to take those penny loafers off. You're running through the friggin' jungles. His shoes are just, there's no soles on those shoes. He's trying to climb a tree.
If you thought you got your money's worth during the waterfall sequence, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, that was just a precursor. Yeah.
She comes strolling out in the all together,
Boop, boop.
goes right into the water, not even up to her neck. She's just like up to her calves, having this dialogue scene, completely clothing free.
Yeah.
So what is said during this scene besides the fur on you, I don't really know. To this day, I don't know.
It's all a blur.
Yeah. It was a bit frustrating, though, because now that I watch subtitles, whenever the subtitles came up during some shots, they were
They covered some of them. Oh, boy.
Oh, yes.
Yes. She's trying to get him to take his clothes off. I'm like,
and to join her. And to join her.
You don't have to ask me twice, young lady. What kind of furs are these? He goes, oh, wild silk moth of Bloomingdale's. Oh, it's like, doof. This guy was not worth saving. But then she was, again, like you said, he starts to unbutton his shirt and she was like, ew, fur. Gross to me. That's nasty. It's like, what the? Now he's all shamed. Yeah. There was that cute scene where they're climbing up the tree and the snake is in his face.
Well, you know what was in his face a couple seconds before that, climbing up the tree.
He had a very nice view of her caboose the entire time. But then she flips upside down on her, holding her legs, and then just moves the snake out of the way, and she giggles, and I'm like, oh, she's kind of cute.
And then when she's riding the zebra with him on the back, he almost says, gee, your hair smells terrific.
That could have been a commercial back in the 80s.
And she says, oh, it's Zamzam berries. What else would a woman use?
What else would a woman use? So, yeah, boy. Okay. All right.
The Zamzam berries smell like Zamzam berries.
Am I right?
And then Vic, he gets a little fresh. He kisses her.
Yeah.
Mouths are given to us to eat with. Why do you touch yours to mine?
So, no.
Do the Zamboulis not kiss?
I was going to say, do they not kiss at all? They just do the ugly without the formalities? But yeah, so they're on the run. At one point, they're sneaking through the pricker thickets so that they can sleep and nobody would bother them. Elephants are throwing tree trunks down to block the road.
At one point, Vic Casey shows her what binoculars do.
Oh.
Vic Casey, you are a giant. Occasionally, he says.
That was there's some cringe dialogue going on here. This guy all that in a bag of chips. And
back during the bathing scene, particularly. Right. Then at one point, he kisses her a second time. You are the enemy.
Yes. Yeah,
you take without asking.
That's right. You are.
And then he says, oh, you want me to ask? May I?
But then they watch the whole village get burned down. I guess these bad guys, these army generals decided, well, we could just cut them off at the pass. We think they're going to go to this village. So
they're trying to make it to the Zambouli village for help. But the militia makes it there first and burns everyone.
So Vic Casey makes her turn so she doesn't watch the destruction, but then they're in the village after the destruction. So you can't watch it happen, but you can see the aftermath of it.
Yeah.
Oh, here's all your people dead, by the way. Sorry.
And then there's a very Raiders-esque scene where they're on like a pass, and she's about to fire with the flaming arrow.
They made a flaming arrow.
Yeah.
And it's like this thing punctured the gas drum and it doesn't blow up. And yet later in the movie, a flamethrower goes over the truck and they immediately explode. I'm like, that's not like you punctured the whatever.
The helicopter sees them.
This is like Close Encounters of the Third Kind chasing me off the mountain.
Yeah.
This helicopter. And these are like stormtroopers. Again, they're just bad shots. They're two people running off a mountainside and you can't hit them.
Yeah.
You got two guys in the back with guns. And apparently you have a turret in the front with guns. But no, we can't get them.
But they do get them. They eventually capture them. And they're brought to the prince and the militia general, who looks just like Rob Halford from Judas Priest.
Oh, again, I thought it was Draco Malfoy. Yeah, but they surrender. Like they go after the animals, and that's what makes her go, "Oh, we can't have this." Why are they shooting? Are they just doing it for shits and giggles?
No, I think that they're trying to draw her out. I think that was the whole
They're like,
point.
watch this.
Yeah.
Shoot these gnu's over here, whatever they were. Yeah.
So they capture them, and Vic Casey is like, "I got film on you," and he's like, "Well, you go get that film, or I'm going to kill your girlfriend."
Right. What film? I don't know what I was talking about. I got no film.
And meanwhile, the evil fiance,
Holy shit, this lady's got an evil streak.
she's like, "Wait a second. Let's take her and drop her from the helicopter into the Zambouli Falls. That will break the spirit of the Zambouli, and they'll give up their land."
Even the prince was like, that's some dark shit, but no, we're not going to do that. I admire your spunk, but
she does it anyway.
she's got to do it anyway. She says, I got to assert myself as the new queen.
And as she's in the helicopter with the evil fiance, she holds her head to communicate to the animals.
Oh, I have a headache.
Your flying machine makes such noise. It's giving me a headache. But nope, she's calling the flamingos.
Yeah, the flamingos, the kamikaze pelicans and egrets.
Yeah. So if she got so mad that, they were shooting the GNUs.
Right. She's calling these things to their death.
Yeah, to fly into the helicopter.
Right.
The pilot, he gets pecked to death by the flamingos.
These things are just like, this is like a velociraptor. Oh, yeah. At one point, I think my wife actually said, I keep waiting for a dinosaur to come out. Said that would be a different movie altogether. All of a sudden, a velociraptor comes out and eats them.
So Sheena escapes and then goes back to the jungle and gets the animals again to help her fight. And she's swinging like Tarzan.
She gets that nice little speech with the chains. Even in chains, they cannot hold us. Why does everyone hate these Zamboulis? These dudes are just out there living their lives.
They want their magic earth. That's what they want.
You know what they should do? They should open a casino and then sell the dirt and make a ton of money. But no, just leave us alone. We need to pick up our spears, pick up our bows.
At one point, the camera just cuts away before it looks like the rhino is going to shove his horn up somebody's posterior. And it looked like the elephant also spears somebody with his tusk.
Yeah. What do you get when an elephant mates with a rhino?
What do you get?
Elephino. It's a 2-year-old joke. Yeah. So this is fun. Even
got the chimps throwing grenades.
Accessories to murder. They're friggin' throwing boulders. Again, these are Ewok level antics going on. But again, it's all real animals doing.
But wasn't there one chimp that had the grenades that he was throwing?
He was throwing, yeah. Thankfully, he didn't try to eat them.
No.
He was smart enough to throw them.
And the Zambouli chief, who you don't see until the end of the movie.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Ends up killing the major bad guy, the militia
he's just
guy.
Waiting in the woods. He's just waiting for the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Stabs him right through the neck.
Throat. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would want something a little more satisfying, but whatever. That's fine.
So this would definitely have, if it had come out, this is PG-13 worthy stuff here. Yeah. Not just even the nudity taken out of the equation. The guy getting pecked to death with the blood coming out of his eyes. Yeah. And then this kill by the spear in the neck.
And the fiance getting thrown into the waterfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard she did her own stunt too. She clearly was a doll. But this is great because this moron prince is he's in the Jeep. He's chasing her down in the zebra. Zebra goes down and now she's just on the ground. Man, this is it. She got one arrow left. He's at 0. Oh no, she's shooting the arrows left and right, misses him. She had pretty good aim throughout the entire movie. Now all of a sudden she's missing him. Yeah, and he's just about to run her down in the vehicle that he's in, and then Vic Casey. Vic Casey, this is fantastic. This is a very satisfying because Vic Casey catches on fire too. Like I said, his chest hair gets burned off, so that's all for the good for her. She's like, all right, now I like you. Prince gets blown up. But you can only assume that it came back once they put him in the magic earth, because at the end, it's Vic Casey that's up to his neck. Yeah, it comes full circle. Let's go put him in the ground. And what is it? Is it Fletch that almost runs him over in this? Yes, correct. Yeah. Because again, like you said, they're just, it's like all of a sudden it's like in the middle of the road. Like they're driving 100 miles an hour like it's an open highway. It's like there are trees around there, dude. And he decides I can't stay.
But again, he's got the topless women dancing around him, and he just leave me in here for 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna need 5 minutes for it to come back down. Yeah, give me a minute. But of course, he gets to finally nail the chick and then leave.
But he destroys the film, right? So he's going to keep the Magic Earth secret.
Yeah, he decides. Yeah, because we could cure cancer, and Fletch
but then the Zambouli,
I'm going to make $1 million.
The world will come in, and the Zambouli will be no more. So,
yeah, no, it's just, you got to keep it a secret, but not before I bang you.
So why did he leave then? Was he bringing the Earth back with him? I don't know.
No, I don't think so. No, all he had was their voice recording.
So there was no reason for him to leave.
No, he could have stayed.
Maybe just to get his stuff and come back.
I don't know. It made it look like he wasn't coming back. She was crying. She was very upset. Makeup on the horse was actually running. She was crying so much.
The Zambouli tribesman who's had a crush on her. Well, maybe now I've got a shot. That's how it should have ended. Yeah. Unfortunately, this was not as held in as high regard as I held it by other film goers.
You were not one of the people that voted for the 5 Golden Raspberry Awards?
No, it had a $25 million budget, which is all on screen there.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think the studio, when they started getting those dailies back, were like, all right, this guy's doing something nice.
25 million it cost, box office $5 million. I proudly say that my money was part of that $5 million.
There you go. Listen, it's no Out of Africa, but it's pretty damn solid.
Did you read some of the history of this? That it was in production for from the 70s onward.
Oh my, the names that were attached to this over the years.
For a while, in the 70s, Raquel Welch was tied.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure. She's running around a loincloth, 1 million BC or whatever that was. Jodie Foster turned it down. Thankfully, she was going to college at the time.
I don't see.
I don't see that either. We did get, what was the one? Tying in the bass. What was that? Nell.
Nell, yeah.
She'll always be my Nell. Yes. But so this is where it's bad, because this is based on Will Eisner and Jerry Iger's Sheena Queen of the Jungle comic strip, which was like 40, almost 50 years old by the time this movie was made. And they get no credits at all. They were uncredited. They just took the entire product and rebranded it.
Well, that was the case with a lot of these early creators, right? Even the Superman creators.
Superman, that was that. But I think that they rectified that relatively quickly. I don't know. Superman's been around since the 30s as well.
When Gullerman came on as director, I'm sure like most everybody that works with them will admit that, because everything I read says that he was like a hard ass to work for. And Tanya Roberts often was on set in tears because he was yelling at her. He also brought in Lorenzo Semple Jr., who was his writing partner on King Kong. That duo had already done Kong together. Gullerman, the director, and Semple, the writer. Tanya Roberts, according to her, she threatened to cut her wrists if she wasn't seen to audition for Sheena. So that threat, I guess they took her seriously, like she must really want this part. So they saw her and she got the role, partly because she was so athletic and it was so obvious that she would be able to do a lot of her own stunts. And she did. Are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
There you go. I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know if they're doing work or what, but
technical difficulties, everyone.
Yeah.
Mid-episode, Jeff lost his Wi-Fi, but we soldier through. I think he's actually was recording from the Zambouli lands, and they have very little Wi-Fi there. So
yes, I am calling from the healing grounds. It looks like Vic Casey is being pulled from the ground as we speak, and immediately they are covering his manhood.
Yeah. Are you in the next hole over from Vic Casey?
Yes, I paid extra for the deeper hole.
You've got the speakerphone on, and it's just on the ground next to your head. On the.
Oh yeah. How else are you? I have earbuds in. I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can use my tongue to change the chant. We're good to go.
So we were just wrapping up anyway. So let's talk about Tanya.
We were.
We haven't really spoken about Tanya herself. Yes, her dialogue delivery is stilted, but I think there's a certain charm to what she brings, not the obvious charms that she brings to the role, but there is a naivete to her limited ability that
No, I agree
I
with
think
that. Yeah,
I think serves the role.
I agree. I think it fits the character perfectly. That she is never encountered anybody like this guy. She probably only deal with the shaman and the animals.
Yeah.
You know, she's
Yeah.
she's a fish out of water here. She's
Yeah.
well, not really. She is Paul Hogan, to be honest with you.
And it makes the character even more likable and accessible that she is so, wide-eyed and innocent.
I'm surprised they didn't do a sequel where they bring her to the city where she can be disgusted.
Yeah, they were hoping that it would be a success so they could come back. I think Tanya herself was kind of banking on that, but it was not to be.
That's too bad.
It was not to be.
It's fun. It's a fun movie. It's a fun movie.
They actually offered Harrison Ford the role of Vic Casey. Yeah.
84.
I don't even know if they were able to get through to him. It's for him to say no directly.
I heard his Wi-Fi was down.
Yeah.
He was unavailable.
Yeah, he wouldn't even dignify that with a response, I'm sure.
Right. He was in Amish country in 84, was he not?
I think that was 86. 84, he was Temple of Doom.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Either way, he was out gallivanting.
Yep. Exactly.
He had better things to do than go to Kenya.
Yeah.
Although, if he saw the lack of clothing, he might have jumped at it.
But there you go. So if we both gave Supergirl 3 buckets, what would we afford to Sheena?
I hate to say it, but I think this is a slightly better movie. 3.5.
You know what? I'm going to match you with that. 3.5. I've got written down here.
I actually thought it would be a slightly higher with your.
No, I'm under no preconceived. I'm not letting the nostalgia bias me in this case. Okay. I know what this is. It's just a fun B movie, as well filmed as it is.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, 3.5 buckets.
Makes me want to go watch a Beastmaster too, because I believe she's also nude in there.
Yeah, and apparently she did a lot of sexy crime movies in the late 80s, early 90s that were straight to video. So there's a whole oeuvre of Tanyaroberts on film here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I want to say the last thing I remember her in, she was one of the moms in that 70s show.
Yes. Yeah, that was her comeback. But get this, she married.
Comedic timing.
She married in 1975 and was married for over 30 years until her husband unfortunately passed of cancer. And she left that 70s show at its height to care for her husband, who had taken a downward turn.
Oh, wow. That's too bad.
And she herself passed only a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Nope. Well, she left us a couple gifts.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because when we were back on X, now we're on Blue Sky, everyone, so please search us out on Blue Sky. But back when we were on X or Twitter, as it was previously known, she actually liked a couple of our posts regarding tourist traps specifically.
Tourist traps? Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, she is missed.
Well, yeah, it's too bad. That is too bad. All right. Well, Supergirl and Sheena.
Yeah.
And last week was Disclosure Day in Duel.
Yes.
We got a whole alliteration thing going on.
We do. So did you do anything else of note this week?
I did. As we mentioned before, it was July 4th. And so I decided I was going to check out this historically accurate drama that just dropped on HBO, Life, Larry, and the Pursuit of Unhappiness.
Yes, I saw it as well.
Did you? Okay, so there's 2 episodes that dropped, and
I only saw the first one. I've only watched the first one.
Okay, all right. Well, you'll be tickled to know that the second episode is a Lewis and Clark. Obviously, Larry David is playing Lewis and Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh,
Clark.
okay.
Yeah. And it's fun because Lewis has to go home and tell his wife that he's now leaving with his best friend to go map out the Louisiana Purchase, and he will be gone for months at a time and not be able to do chores around the house. It's pretty funny.
It's just Larry David interjecting himself as famous figures in history, and asking the question, what if these characters were really annoying as Larry David himself is?
Well, I was going to say is somebody who you're a big fan of the Curb Your Enthusiasm. I never really got into it, but yeah, it's some of them are hit or miss. They're only little 5-10 minute little skits, and there's 3 or 4 skits per episode. The Rosa Parks one was like, what if he's just an annoying guy to the point where she actually gets up and leaves the seat and goes to the back of the bus because he's so obnoxious. So that one didn't really work that well. But
the first one I thought did.
On there.
The Constitution one, where
when he's trying to put he's trying to put in all these caveats. It's fun. It was silly.
Yeah.
Second episode again, there's a couple hit or miss, but they're just 250th anniversary. Why not poke fun at the founding fathers?
And it's always nice to see Alan Tudyk, who was in that Constitution skit as well.
Yeah, there was a bunch. Yeah, there was a couple little cameos dropping around. And like I said, second episode, first right out of the gate, Jerry Seinfeld.
And I believe this is produced by Barack Obama because he introduces the show.
That is his voice doing the intros.
Yeah.
That's fun. Silly.
Yep.
If you're a Larry David fan or a Seinfeld fan, I think you appreciate it. I could see where people I think my wife was like, what are we watching? Doesn't hit for everybody, but it was good.
Well, my favorite was he's trying to make it illegal on the Constitution to share your umbrella. If you don't have your own, too bad. You get wet.
Right. Ben Franklin, he's like, shut up, Franklin. It was good.
I also have my What Else Did We Do? Based on something I saw on HBO. Lee Cronin's The Mummy just premiered.
Oh, no. I'm glad you watched it because I am not watching that.
It drags. It's a lot of body horror. Like it's almost like
because she's all wrapped up in bandages.
It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. And halfway through, you're looking to see how much longer this has. And it's like, what?
Oh, that's never a...
It just doesn't get... It's like a lot of the same stuff over... It seems like they could have cut out so much. The basic plot is this little girl gets kidnapped. This American family, they have a couple of kids. They're in Egypt. And the father is a news reporter who is working on the scene. For whatever reason, he's there to give reports from Egypt for whatever story. And the little girl is out playing in their backyard because they're renting a house, and she is kidnapped from the backyard. And 8 years go by, and they have they've had another little girl because this case was never solved. They've moved back to America. The girl is found.
They just replaced her.
They replaced her. Yeah. The girl is found in Egypt. She's catatonic, and she's very creepy now that she's 8 years older, and nobody knows what's happened to her. So they bring her back home, and she's acting like Linda Blair in The Exorcist.
Oh, no. I would have not. We're good. We don't need her.
So that's really the setup, but it takes its time once she gets back home. You're like, okay, I get the gist that this girl is now creepy and possessed by something, but it just goes on forever until they actually move the plot into what happened to her and why she is the way that she is.
Is she possessed by a mummy?
By a demon of sorts.
Shaman?
I don't want to give too much away, but it's there on HBO Max if anybody wants to see it.
All right. Just tell me this. They never tried to send her back to school, right?
No.
Okay. It's like she'd be like the ultimate emo kid
But
in the
apparently,
corner.
while she was gone for the 8 years, nobody ever cut her toenails. And there's a horrific scene where they try to
Ew,
cut her toenails.
no. Oh
And I don't
no.
even need to tell you what happens when they try to do that.
I'm good. Yeah, I saw the trailer. I don't need to be any part of this. If I even see the stupid thing, I'm gonna block it.
But yeah, that's
Well,
what
I'm
I
glad
did.
you watched it. Okay, all right. So where are we
So
going next week?
next week,
Next episode.
we are going back in time.
Ooh, time machine.
Time Machine, care of Christopher Nolan. And no, we're not talking about Tenet,
Oh, Interstellar. Or
not Interstellar,
No.
The Odyssey.
Oh man, this is a long time coming.
Yeah.
I am tickled pink. I cannot wait to see this. My expectations are over the moon, so I hope I'm not disappointed.
This has more famous actors than a Harry Potter movie. So,
Yeah, this is the one thing I don't like. I don't like stunt casting, but you know what? Nolan's movies are event films, and I just got to go along with the ride for this and see what he's going to bring me. I'm surprised it's not 2 movies though. There's a lot to unpack in this book.
well, remember, we didn't know that Wicked was going to be 2 movies when we went into it. So this could end with.
Oh, are you telling me these guys are all gonna climb inside the Trojan horse and all of a sudden they'll be like, come back in 2 years and find out what happens?
The Odyssey Part 1. What?
Right, you are correct. I think we would have known that by now.
I think you're
How
right.
long is this movie?
I really, I don't even want to look.
It's got to be 3 hours.
I don't even want to look.
3-hour movie. The thing's shot in IMAX. Very excited.
Let's try to see it on IMAX.
I know.
And I think as a backup feature, we are going Harryhausen.
I think that this is a perfect choice, Jason and the Argonauts.
Jason and the Argonauts.
I
Is
don't
this the
think,
one with the
Odyssey-
infamous skeletal swordsman?
Yes, correct. Yeah, this is Harryhausen at his finest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop motion skeletons wielding swords.
I think
and
the
shields.
only time we've talked Harryhausen so far was with the Valley of Gwangi. Am I wrong about that?
We've brought his name up before, Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the
We had to
Titans,
have
that's right.
mentioned
That's
him.
right.
Yeah, with the Kraken and whatnot, Medusa. Well, I'll do some research, and when we actually talk Jason and the Argonauts, I'll tell you all the other movies we've covered of his.
Okay.
But that's it. It's very disappointing. We should be talking about them every week.
Yeah. Well, we've got so many more that we can still talk about. So, and I'm sure we
That
will.
is true. That is true. Yes, indeed. So there you go. Go hunt down Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. It's I had to rent it from Amazon. Money well spent.
Supergirl, money well spent. Well, it depends on how much you pay.
I didn't pay me. Yeah. Well, I have unlimited, so I can walk out and be like, again, I was entertained, but it didn't. It's unfortunate. It's just kind of like middle of the road.
Yeah, because I think with the establishment of the DCU, every one of these initial movies needs to be an out of the park hit.
Yeah.
And not just box office wise. I mean, like that everybody loves it. So I think maybe they should have looked at this early on and said, okay, maybe we can relegate this to an HBO Max or something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the box office will make him rethink about some of these choices he's doing here. But
yeah, Marvel didn't get to this point until like phase 2 or phase 3, right? So
correct, right? You establish your standard characters, and then you start digging into the peripheries.
Yeah,
this guy's right out of the gate going, let's go wacky and weird. Man. Hey, there was an alien she encountered in the bar at the beginning of the movie that I swore was Nathan Fillion doing the voice and probably in the makeup, but I can't confirm that was him.
Oh, you've not been able?
At all, or no?
No, I haven't.
No. His name's not in the IMDb credits, and anything I Googled did not come up. So maybe I was wrong. I'm just so used to him popping into these movies, even though we know he's established as Guy Gardner.
He does gravitate around Gunn. You know, he was in Slither, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah. Same thing with Tudyk showing up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There you go.
All right.
Well, thanks as always for listening. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I now have to charter a plane out of Kenya. I'm going to be hanging out with the Zamboulis for the evening.
I hope you bring back your film. Please bring back some footage from the Zambouli Falls.
Yeah, from my 8mm camera I have over my shoulder. They'll never know. I'm going to steal their souls as well, record their voices. Yeah, listen, if Sheena's waiting there for me, you will never see me again.
All right, thanks for listening, everyone.
All right, yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye. If you like what you just heard, be sure to follow TMI Confessionals of the Nerd Kind on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, or whatever you listen to your podcasts on. Also, be sure to email us at tmipodcast2018@gmail.com.
You can also follow us on all of our socials. We're on Instagram, X, Facebook, Threads. Just go to tmiconfessionalspodcast.com. All of our links are there. And leave us a 5-star review. See you at the concession stand.